somebody's talking about it. So I looked it up.
And what do you know? I happens to be there.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you, because for me, back then I used to listen to music just like everybody else do. I listen to music whenever it comes on the radio or whatever is popular on Billboard. And now,
Same.
yeah, exactly. Recently, I've been, exposing myself to music in an angle as an artist. So I'm trying to figure out what the artist is trying to do with each of their projects. So when I listen to an album, I usually just, set aside an hour, look at the lyrics, and then
me too.
You do that?
Yeah.
This is going to be really incredible because I've been gone for 2 months and all of a sudden I come back talking about Billie Eilish all of a sudden. This is going to be great. Stay tuned, guys. It's going to be great.
When does this one came out again? Happier in the Never? A month ago?
I think so. Is it still cool to talk about it?
Well, it's Billie. It's always cool to talk about Billie.
Yeah, we're not. I think I said this before. We're not going to be the first one to talk about it, but we're going to be the best. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yes. And also, what's really interesting about this podcast is that this is actually the first time we're talking.
Yes.
Live. So it's going to be very awkward. So
It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. If it's gonna be awkward, let it be awkward. At least it's real. We're not trying to be pretend here, okay? So, okay, let's just start talking about this album that no one else is talking about already. Disclaimer. I want to talk about our musical knowledge or lack thereof because I think we had this conversation before. We don't really know about production that much. Yeah, when we listen to music, I guess I'm speaking for both of us, we're mostly listening to the lyrics the most. So if you're angry of what we are about to say, just remember I'm an idiot. Yeah, I'm a fucking idiot. I don't know about her, but I don't know what I'm talking about. Do you have anything to add?
I'm interested in the production side of things, but I don't have the knowledge or language for it. So sometimes it's kind of frustrating when I wanted to so what does that, what do they call that sound?
Yeah, exactly. Wait, didn't you learn music growing up?
Not really. I mean, I did had piano class here and there, but that didn't really go anywhere. And I have absolutely no experience production-wise, but I sometimes write songs and sing cover, and that was it.
That's good. We're not here to critique her music because we don't really know what we're talking about. So I guess we're talking about it as fans.
It's just two friends talking about music.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to spend more time on some songs and less on others, yada, yada, yada. You know the drill. And let's just start with how we found Billie's music. So why don't you kick this off?
Oh my God. I'm still thinking about it. I'm pretty sure it's probably on YouTube. And, now that I think about it, I can't really remember. It might be Ocean Eyes. Yeah, I think it was Ocean Eyes. Somewhere between, somewhere around that time. And her first EP, that's when I found her.
Wait, there's an EP?
Yeah, there's an EP before, I think one EP before When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? Don't Smile at Me in 2017. Yeah,
Wait,
that's when I found her.
Yeah, when did she first come out? 2018?
I think her first song, what was her first song? Was it Ocean Eye? I'm pretty sure it's 2016, 2017. That's when
really
Ocean Eyes came out. Yeah, but when I was listening to her first EP, it doesn't really stick with me as much. But I do have like some favorite song from that EP. It's good. It's good. Yeah.
Okay. I found Billie really late into the game, and by accident as well. In
Oh.
2019, there was a movie called The Curse of La Llorona. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's a horror movie, and then everybody trashed this movie, and I thought the visual
Oh
of
no.
it, and there's an idea that there's a filmmaker behind it that is really passionate about what he does. So I researched the movie and I made a video about it. And then when I was researching this director, he directed one of Billie's music video. I think it was Bury a Friend. Yeah,
Oh,
so
that
I
one is
went.
quite spooky.
Yeah, exactly. So I went back and looked at Bury a Friend, and I thought that music is something that I never heard before, and then that's how I got introduced to Billie Eilish.
Ah,
Yeah,
cool.
I really love these little stories about how people find artists and whatnot. Before we get into Happier Than Ever, this second album of hers, what did you think of her first one?
I think it's
Where
great.
uh-huh.
Only for me, I don't think I've heard something like this before. Something that's like she I feel like she's really good at making something dark, gritty, and fun. And I really like that.
Yeah, me either. I never
Yeah.
heard of that kind of sound before either. Well, except for when I was a kid, when I was talking to the fans. There's something that I think, like you said, the gritty tone to it, and also the subject that she brings up at such a young age, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's kind of looping back to what I was talking about earlier, the culture surrounding Billie Eilish. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like the culture surrounding her.
I feel like people are a little too harsh on her, honestly.
Yes, yes, and yes. I guess we're gonna talk about it later because there's a song in there called "Not My Responsibility," which kind of
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
relate to
Yeah, yeah,
whatever we're
yeah.
talking about here. But I don't know if you there's this subreddit called "I'm 14 and This Is Deep." Have you heard of that?
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's a subreddit. It's a subreddit on Reddit where people make fun of memes that can only connect with a 14-year-old white girl, and they're
Mhm.
usually very, very sarcastically deep. And Billie Eilish has been kind of had been that person for that subreddit because everything she said,
Oh no.
all the kids kind of take it as, oh my god, this is the deepest thing that I've ever heard in my life. Where she just kind of like,
Ah,
yeah, and then it kind of snowballed into a culture, I would say a subculture even, where everything she said is pretty much gold and everything she said has some sort of meaning, which I don't think it's the case. Maybe it's just, it's just a person trying to figure shit out. We're going to talk about Happier Than Ever from now on. Happier Than Ever is Billie Eilish's second album, coming off from her first, When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go, a massively successful album. And in Happier Than Ever, she talks about dealing with fame, celebrity culture, in my opinion, her feeling towards her future, often speaking to her future and past self from different vantage points, which I think is pretty interesting. And I wasn't really expecting that what we're gonna get from this album because it's so vastly different from her first. And yeah,
yeah.
what do you think of that? What did you expect going into this one?
Honestly, when I have a very different idea or expectation for this album when Your Power came out. I really liked that song, and I thought, oh, is Billy gonna be like all soft and intimate for this one? Because
Mm-hmm.
and I was excited for that, and then but I remember she dropped like other single before that one, but I kind
Yeah.
of like forgot about them. And when Your Power came out, I thought this would be like, oh, is this the first single for this album? And I thought that the album would sound kind of like that, but no.
Well, I guess in a way you're kind of right because comparing this to her first album, this one, I guess, sonically sounds a lot softer. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I happier than ever, even though like the tone and the sound is a lot less dark. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
the topic of what she's talking about is just still as like emotional and maybe sad as her first
I would
album.
I would argue the first album is a lot sadder because she kind of ended on a song where she's pretty much, I
Oh
think she's
yeah.
jumping off a roof. That's my take on it. I don't know how you got with that, but at least in this album there's some hope after everything is said and done. Getting Older is the opening track on Billie's second album, talking about her getting older, prioritizing her pleasure, and reaching fame at such a young age. I don't know how old she is. I think she's 20 or something. Super young, while addressing the strange feeling of being at the center of attention of millions, yet feeling so alone at the same time. Momo, what was your first impression of this one going into this?
I think getting older is such a good song to set off the album and set like the tone of this album.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really like it. Like the sound, the lyrics too, and I love the contrast between getting older and like the first intro of her first album is just her
Oh,
being
yeah.
cheeky, and now she's like, yeah, things got real. I'm struggling.
Uh-huh. She brought that, I guess she brought that kind of, gritty tone back into this album a little bit, sprinkle it here and there as well. I think with Getting Older, there's something very, very vulnerable about using this as the opening song, taking us from the lyrics, taking us from last week and how she craves pity to looking into the future, with the final verse talking about how she hopes she's somewhere laughing next week, which I thought was really clever. And I guess this was a really good opening track to set the tone, but whatever
It
that's
is.
following, I did not expect at all. Because okay,
Oh,
for this song though, one thing that stuck out to me the most is, I don't know if you got this feeling with her talking about celebrity culture and how we
mm,
see people as gods, with these, well, quote unquote celebrities as gods and not human, because there's this line, I think it says, I think I've written down, things I once enjoy just keep me employed now. That line hit me a lot because my first
yeah.
reaction was, have you seen those Vanity Fair videos about, quote unquote celebrities talking about their daily routine?
I think I've seen some of them.
Yeah, there are videos out on YouTube. You can go look it up. It's just, popular, well-known people talking about what they do in a day. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about what you do in a day. So I guess like Billy is talking about this idea of monetizing life, essentially, when you're known.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she also talks about the struggles that come with it. Fame is something that's probably fun for 10 minutes, and it's going to be extra hard on a kid, especially, I would imagine.
Yeah. I really like the second verse.
The second verse. Wait, I got to put the lyrics up. Hold on.
I think the first time that I heard that was I felt like a pang in my chest when she said like, can't shake the feeling that I'm just bad at healing. And maybe that's the reason every sentence sounds rehearsed.
Oh, I remember you saying when you first heard the album, you messaged me about how every song you're just shouting, "Oh my God."
Yeah, yeah. That was one of the line where like I was listening to it and I just go, "Oh my God, Billy."
I never thought of this line. What did you take from this line? Can't shake the feeling that I'm just bad at healing.
I think honestly, every sentence sounds rehearsed.
Mm-hmm.
That one applied to me in so many ways because I don't. I think. How should I put this? I do that.
I mean,
Let's just say
yeah.
whether it's
Oh,
like in a call
yeah.
or
Maybe
before you're
maybe it's a
talking to
language
someone.
thing. Is it a
Yeah,
language thing? Do you practice that in your native language?
I guess I do too. It's just out of feeling like nervous most of the time.
I have a question, really important question. Do you
Okay.
do you rehearse your order when you go to a restaurant?
Yeah. I think
Finally.
sometimes, yeah.
Thank you. Yes. I do that too. Oh my God.
Like in a line, I can see myself like
Yes.
looking at the menu and be like, okay, can I
Okay.
have this
Yeah.
one please in my
Okay.
head?
Yeah. Okay. If they don't have this order, what's my plan B? I gotta plan all this shit out. Because
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just figuring out that actually there are people out there who does that. It's not just me. So I'm verifying it.
Mhm.
Okay, let's move on to I Didn't Change My Number, following the opening track. Is a song that I saw as Billie being quite sassy again, with people being obsessed to be in her circle now that she blows up to fame. And it's a total mood change from the first song. And I also love how in the first song, Getting Older, ends with Billie saying how she's ready to talk about some past trauma. And this one picks it right up with dogs growling in the background and Billy's whispering in the mic with, okay. It's like essentially like a cleaning out her closet moment, dumping out all the trash or whatever she's going to talk about. What did you think of this one?
Can we talk about the intro? It caught me so off guard when the song started because I was getting like quite emotional when I was listening
Yeah.
to Getting Older,
Uh-huh.
and then it started with like dog going. "Brrr."
And then and her whispering, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. Um, I wouldn't say it sounds like her first album, but it has that like taste, smell, scent
Yeah, it has that
to it.
flavor to it.
Ah, yeah, flavor. Thank you.
I guess it's because the instrument or whatever synth that she did, especially towards the end. I don't know the terms, but it just turns into some synth kind of arpeggio thing. And I've heard some people saying that there's a phone ringing. Have you heard of that
Really?
theory?
I don't think I caught that at all. In the song?
Yeah, there's this theory where by the end of the song, the instrument kind of just takes you into this completely different mood at the end. And some people are theorizing that being, you know, a phone ringing, which I don't think that is the
Oh.
case. It doesn't sound like a phone ringing at all, but I guess the
Mm.
rhythm kind of suggests it.
Although I really like this song, but like towards the end where it's picking up just a little, I thought it was going to I thought it's gonna go somewhere, but it didn't, and it's just end. And I thought I wish that this song would be like slightly longer. It-
Uh-huh.
the only problem that I have with this one, it's just that like I want more.
You wanted more. Following is Billie Bossa Nova, a pretty self-explanatory track with Billie singing over some bossa nova, which I didn't know what bossa nova was until recently. Forgive me for my complete lack of knowledge on what a bossa nova should be, but this one talks about her temptation with lust, which just came out of nowhere, and one night stands, being as popular as figure as she is, using aliases in hotel check-ins and hiding her private life. If you know, it's a simple track. It's a short one. I would say it's kind of sexy as well. And
It is.
yeah, I guess I can't say too much about it because everything that she's putting out in this song is so it's so literal. I don't think there's any, extra meaning behind it. What's your take on this one?
You know, one thing that I really like about Happier Than Ever, just the entire album, including this song, it's just how she's very, very effortlessly sensual. And I love that so much. It's in her voice, it's in the way that she's just like softly singing
Mm-hmm.
it, whispering it into the mic.
Yes.
It's just, oh my god, it's so nice.
I guess her delivery when it comes to that one, her delivery is probably, I would say, similar to her first album, but the instrumentation is so different.
Yeah.
I guess I have to appreciate that she's digging deep into herself and talking about whatever she's feeling. Where I guess the first album feels more like a. This feels harsh, but it feels more like a product. I don't know. The next song, My Future, Let me pull up the
That one is so
lyrics.
sweet.
Oh yeah, the next song, My Future, was dropped way before this album even came into the big picture. It was dropped around July back in 2020. So about a year prior, I didn't even listen to this when it first came out. I didn't even heard about it. With Billie reflecting on her past and future from different perspectives, ending on a sweet note. And I think this is one of the songs that can have many interpretations of it. Do you think that there's a story or a narrative story that she's telling here, or what do you think her perspective is going into this? It also sounded like Creep a little bit.
Really?
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me.
I feel like this song feel to me, it's almost like the polar opposite of getting older.
Wow.
If
How so?
it feels to me like this one is the counterpart of that song. It's hopeful, it's light, it's sweet, and getting older, it's just the polar opposite of that. I'm not saying that in a bad way though.
But I actually think getting older is also hopeful as well at the end.
When My Future came out, I thought that this song was like an outtake from her first album. I didn't think that it would be here.
Oh, I was about to ask you
It
that.
was so early.
Yes, I didn't expect this at all. I actually had to, when I was researching this album, that's when I knew that this one was dropped way back, almost a year back.
Yeah.
I guess structurally, when it comes to the lyrics, it kind of, yeah, I think you're right. It kind of mirrors whatever Getting Older is talking about. With first half of the song, it's like almost like Billie's talking to her future self, or something like that. It's like she's being really sad in the future. But the pre-chorus came with like, "Can't you hear me? I'm not coming home. Do you understand? I've changed my plans." It's like a fuck you to that future version of herself. And I guess,
Oh.
yeah, like taking a route towards a happier one because, quote, she's in love with her future. I'm not going to take a route that, it's going to make me depressed or whatever. And then second half of the song, my theory is that we're time traveling forward to that future Billie or whatever that version of Billie is in the future. Since, the first verse says the reflections all alone, and the second verse gives a reply to that with the first line, I know supposedly I'm lonely now, but guess what? I'm not. That kind of idea.
Hey.
So unexpectedly, she's leaving this song on a future, on a really hopeful note, like Getting Older in a way. And the following is Oxytocin, is a club banger.
Oh my God.
As Billie is, I think, speaking as the hormone-inducing drug, whispering into the person's ears about getting very, 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 very intimate.
I love this song.
Yeah, when I first heard this song, I guess I was kind of confused. What was your first impression of this one?
It's just me sitting there saying, "Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow, Billie."
I think we should
That's
start.
how I react to her lyrics.
I think we should start talking about each song with what line that made you go, "Oh wow."
There's many on this one.
So, wait, so you like this one the first time you heard it?
I do, yeah. It's so that's the thing with this album, that like how sensual it is. I just like that she did it so effortlessly.
I think it sets, I think it's on Genius or whatever. I think I saw it somewhere where she said that she put this song in the album specifically so that she can perform in concerts.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I guess that goes back to the whole, I guess, criticism of this album, people saying that it's not consistent.
It does feel like a mix of everything, but honestly, I feel like that tend to be the case for many artists when they do like their second album. They would like try everything out, explore, maybe extend their horizon of that the horizon of their sound a
Yes.
bit more. And I feel like Billie did that with this one. And even though it's a mix of everything, I feel like it still managed to sound quite cohesive still. Yeah.
Would you say it's more cohesive than her first?
No. I think that the first one is definitely more cohesive. But yeah, I appreciate Billie exploring her sound and getting to hear like other sides of her. So I don't mind it much,
Yeah, I think when
even
you
if it's not
see,
as cohesive.
yeah, I think when you see, see art from a perspective of an artist, everything becomes a lot more clear. Yeah. Following is Goldwing opens with a passage from a poem or a sacred hymn taken from the Rig Veda, describing a relationship of two beings coming together while a third spirit is watching over them. This one is one of the songs in the album where I just didn't quite get. This is one of the tracks that flew over my head almost every time I listened to this album for some reason. It's like, you know how when you're listening to an album and while you're doing something else and all of a sudden one of the songs pass and you don't even remember listening to it. This is the song to me. And I'm guessing this is A Star Is Born moment on the album where she's talking about an innocent artist can be corrupted by the cruel environment, especially the music industry, which I imagine is quite fucked up. We go into these journeys. These artists, at least, go into these journeys in hopes of achieving their dreams, but end up changing their ways, type of deal. And the way Billie words this person in the song, I don't know if she's talking about herself, but she makes it sound like she makes the character in this song sounds like an object, like a toy or something that people can just throw around in the industry. At least that's what I kind of got out of the song, talking about this fucked up environment. What was your take? Yeah, go ahead.
The second was really gave me that feeling when she said like gonna claim you like a souvenir just to sell you in a year.
That's your oh my god moment.
Yeah, the intro of the song though, I was so captivated. It was so heavenly, and then I didn't expect that. I thought that the entire song would just be that, and then it stopped.
It's I think it's I don't know what's the proper term for it. It's an adaptation, or is it she took it from somewhere else, right? I'm sorry I interrupted. Please go ahead.
Love the intro. I also love how they sampled her saying "gold wings" over and over. Yeah, it sounds so nice. Billie has such a sweet voice, and I always love it when she's like layer them on top of each other like that. Sounds so pretty. Very pretty.
What are some of her other songs where she does kind of the same techniques, where she's laying her vocals in the background?
Didn't she do that on Male Fantasy as well? I feel like I've heard it somewhere before when she did that. When she's like layer her vocal. But maybe not in the same way as like this intro. I want to see her do more of this though.
Yeah, I'm really curious about what she's gonna do next time around. Maybe she's gonna stick to a complete different sound.
Well, never know.
Yeah. Lost Cause, the next one, tells a story about a relationship that lost its spark, with the main character in the song feeling neglected by the other person, being late to dates, showing a complete lack of care to her flowers, and seemingly distancing himself away from this relationship, either consciously or subconsciously. I don't know about you, but this is one of my favorites.
Oh, really?
Yes.
This one flew over my head when it first came out.
Oh no.
Because that's one of the things, because I have this expectation for the album when I heard Your Power and when Lost Cause came out, I was like, oh, it's not gonna be like that.
Oh, it's gonna be a collection of sound where I don't really understand anything of it anymore. Okay,
But
Momo.
it's fun though. Tell me more. What do you like about it?
Tell you more. I want to hear your oh my god moment first.
Well, I don't think that's one on this song.
Oh no.
I still think it's good though, but it didn't make me go like, oh my god.
Now I'm gonna come out here sounding like a fucking idiot. Aren't you subconscious, like when you share what you like in music and other people just like, wow, that's your taste? Cool. Because I really don't know, what's good or what's not anymore. But to answer your question, Momo, for me, I guess it's an empowering moment on the album with her figuring out why she's wasting her time talking about he or she's a lost cause. And I especially love that part where she says you ran the shower and left them by the stairs. And then she just goes on with this riff right after that. It's funny to me because it's like she's saying that, oh, you fucked up. That kind of. Oh, you shouldn't have left it by the stairs, boy. And well, I like the tone of the song, and I really like her delivery on the line where she's talking about he could be anywhere, and then it just passes into this echo-y sound of emptiness where she's just all alone.
It's good.
I like what she talks about it. I guess the structure makes sense to me. I like a lot of the deliveries and the sound that she's putting out in this one. But is that the reason why you didn't particularly feel anything about this one, because that you had a certain expectation?
Yeah, I think I kind of jinxed it for myself. Not that I don't like this song though. I think I jinxed it for myself because I was hoping to hear something more like Your Power again, and I didn't get that.
Do you so when you get into a scenario like this, do you usually, when you got an album, I assume you listen to it multiple times?
Yeah.
Usually do songs grow on you?
Yeah, definitely. This one do too.
Okay, I guess we do have different tastes after all, Miss Momo.
Just a little, maybe.
Maybe just a little. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Halley's Comet. Let's talk about this one. It describes Billie's inevitably falling in love with this other person, even though she tries to conceal it from herself and everyone else. She knows her worth and probably knows that this relationship is never going to happen or work out. Using Halley's Comet as a metaphor to emphasize how rare and unique she is. And this one feels like a cool down or like an afterthought to the previous song Lost Cause. It's almost like she found her power in the last song, but now she's struggling to step down the pedestal she put herself on, in a way. I don't know if it makes sense, but that's my interpretation of it. And the final moment in this song to me felt like almost everything beforehand was a dream. I don't know how I got this feeling, but there's this one part, the outro of the song, where the sound completely changes with her talking about her sitting in her brother's room, haven't slept in a week or two. I think I might have fallen in love when I meant to do. To me, it feels like she had this dream, and then she's now woken up, and we get this extremely stripped down and lonely moment of silence or realization of whatever she's feeling on the previous song. It might be confusing to you, but it makes sense to me. Did you like this song, Momo?
I do. Heavy Comets to me is really, really endearing. It's made me go all. And I also have this oddly specific image in my head whenever I listen to it. I just imagine like Billie in her bedroom talking to herself. Like I kind of like make a music video in my head whenever I listen to it.
Oh wow,
And
that's
she's
really
just like,
interesting.
yeah, do you do that?
I I do sometimes. I do because I guess I'm a, well, see, you see, Momo. I am a very intellectual. I am a film student, you see.
Right. But yeah, so when I listen to it, I would imagine this, Billie talking to herself in her bedroom, can't sleep, and as the song progressed, it's just like slowly zoomed out. And at that one part on the outro, it's like zoomed out so much that it's just like out of her bedroom, and we're just looking from outside in
Oh,
to her bedroom. It's kind of makes sense in my head because like the outro sound somewhat muffled. It makes me feel like I'm
yeah.
listening to her from outside of her room.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Yeah, that's
Huh.
just what I feel.
That's a really interesting interpretation. Now you're making me rethink the entire thing.
And also, I really, really like the first words and how she says that, like I don't want it, I don't want to, but in my dream, I seem to be more honest. And I must admit, you've been in quite a field. That was one of the like, oh, moment
Oh,
for me. I'm like,
I guess.
that's so
Oh,
sweet, Billy.
yeah. I guess that's part. That's like the first verse got me thinking that okay, she's having this dream, yada yada yada, and the outro is her waking up. I guess.
I like
Um,
that too.
but I really like your your interpretation of looking her from outside of the room.
Many songs on this album feel really intimate, including this one. Is almost like she's just speaking out the stream of thoughts that she has in her head, and
Mm,
we're just like listening to it.
right. We're
It's
eavesdropping.
feel almost, yeah, feel almost like eavesdropping.
It's also like the her delivery is so, like you said, is very intimate. She's getting really really close to the microphone, and I guess it's one of the songs that I wish it was longer. I
Yeah,
want to hear the
yeah,
chorus again.
definitely.
Yeah. And following that, now my responsibility is an interlude right
This
in the middle.
interlude.
Yes, right in the middle of this album. It's a voiceover piece that dates all the way back to March of 2020 on Billie's debut album World Tour when the thing went viral all over the internet. Momo, do you remember when this piece was first dropped and what was your first reaction to it?
Oh my God. I love, even though it's an interlude, I really, really like it. I really like the video that she did for the song as well. It's such a, I love what she said on the song. What a statement! And
Mm-hmm.
it made me feel really bad for her. But that's the thing with fame, isn't it? You just like having eyes on you all the time. People judge every single thing you do.
Right.
It's so, what's the word? Frustrating and suffocating.
And when you first heard this piece, was it back in 2020 or was it in this album?
I think so, yeah. And I was hoping that this would land on her second album, and it did.
What? So you saw it coming? What?
Kinda, I guess. I don't know.
What?
I mean, part of me thought that like it was only a thing for her concert,
Yes.
but like because I really like the sound of it, especially the instrument, it
Wow.
sounds so sexy.
Well, you're part of the problem, Momo. You're not supposed to say she's sexy. Well,
That's it.
you're right. You're right. The message of it, I guess she has to get out there. It's something that is
Yeah,
really significant in entertainment industry everywhere. And also, I think you said it earlier. It kind of looped back to the celebrity culture and whatnot, where whatever she's wearing whatever she's not wearing, whatever she's saying, whatever she's not saying, everyone has to take it as if it's the end of the world. Where it's just a fucking person, you know? We don't see these people as humans anymore. Which is sad. And I don't really get that. And Now My Responsibility instrumentally connects to the following song, Overheated, in which I can see you like this one, in which Billie delves deeper into the topic of whatever that was said in Not My Responsibility, but digs even deeper into the topic of unrealistic expectations, objectifying and sexualizing women. I guess she was the target ever since she blew up. You know, her clothing is often the topic of discussion in media outlets. And plus, I put a note here, plus that photo of her in tank top that apparently is worth a huge discussion on the internet when it's just a picture of her walking. Do you remember that?
I do. Oh my god.
Yeah, you blew up the internet. I was like, bro, it's just a picture of her walking. Leading up to her cover shoot with Vogue.
That also blew up.
Yeah, that also blew up. But, you know, in this one, Billie takes shots at those who criticize her for being her.
The reason why I like this song so much is, well, I do like what's being said on the song too, but when I was listening to Not My Responsibility, in my head I was like, this is great, but I wish it was an actual song, not just interlude. And the first time that I was listening to it, when it goes into Overheated, it's like, oh my god, she's giving me exactly what I wanted. Which is why I like it so much. And I really like the bridge on this song.
Oh, me too. I was just about to talk about it.
Right? The way that she's like delivering it. It's oh my god.
I just love the line, but with her talking about them posing for pictures with plastic bodies, and she's out here shooting cover for Vogue with herself, with her own body. I mean, that's another mic drop moment.
Yeah.
I would say, you know, Not My Responsibility and Overheated are, if you see Not My Responsibility as a song, they're kind of like a, what's the word? Sister song? Is that the word?
Yeah.
Or is that another word? There's another word for it. Companion piece? That's it. Companion piece. It comes together, yeah. Following is the track Everybody Dies, talking about how every life comes to an end at some point in time, which then turned introspective with Billie questioning herself when she would eventually meet her demise, with her questioning when she will die. The way I see it, I guess, is her talking about time itself and how it is often very cruel, and how we usually don't have the power to control it, but we do have the power to shape how we view the world and time itself. And also the message that I got out of it is that if you live forever, there probably won't be a purpose for your forever life anymore. And I think I said this before in the Aurora video. I'll say it again. The purpose of life is to find the purpose of life. Also, hinting at in the future, there's a line. I think there's a line in there that is hinting at, you know, in the future, maybe as technology develops, we can find ways to stop time, meaning that we can avoid death, because they're essentially the same thing. If you avoid death, then you can stop time. And maybe that's just me. Yeah. What is your take on this one?
Oh, I never look at it that way.
Yeah,
I like that.
What was the line that got me thinking about that? On the second verse, and maybe in a couple hundred years they'll find another way.
Oh.
So that's why I thought, okay, maybe in a couple hundred years, maybe we can avoid death. Then our life would be completely meaningless.
I like how the second half of the second verse and the fourth verse kind of like mirror each other. But and also I really those lines are what stuck out to me, and Yeah, I guess it's another like, oh wow moment for me. It was like, I just wonder why you'd want to stay if if
Yes.
everybody goes just to be alone, and then on the last word, she's like, but it's okay to cry. It's all right to unfold. But you're not alone. You are not unknown.
Oh, I guess she's talking about be happy with what you got. Is that what she's talking about? Like you don't have to avoid death to have a meaningful life. Wow, I'd explain that really well.
I really like a moment like this on the album where like it's it's not a banger, but it's still like what's the word? Gets you going.
I wish there was a chorus. I don't know.
So this one is not your favorite?
Well, I don't want to spoil the ending,
Okay, okay.
but I wish there was a chorus. I guess it's just too short for me. I wish there's more to it. It just kind of, whenever I listen to this song, I have to listen to it again. Following is Your Power, which I come to know that is probably your favorite.
Yes.
Your Power takes, I get, in my opinion, a minimalistic approach to its instrumental, making the point of view Billie is speaking from in this song feels a lot more vulnerable. I checked with you about knowing or not about Billie's personal life, and turned out neither of us know anything about it. So either Billie is speaking from experience,
I
or go ahead.
I I know that like I've this in this song she's probably thinking about her ex, which is yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know too much about it, but but I guess there's yeah, her ex is a lot older than her at the time or something like that. So yeah, either Billie is speaking from experience, or she's just, painting a separate picture, which I think is probably the former. And it's a topic that's better spoken out than not, I would say, about grooming and or
Yeah.
abusive relationships. And I'm also sensing a metaphor for the music industry a little bit because of this abusive relationship.
I get that feeling too. I
Yeah.
thought the song was gonna be like that when I first heard the chorus. Try not to abuse your power.
Uh-huh. A lot of the song from this album is her talking about relationships.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of it is it's really left ambiguous. We don't really know what she's talking about. And what was your oh my god momo moment for you in this one?
There's many actually when I first listening to it. There's so many lines that like kind of pulling on my heartstring and makes me want to cry. Not that like I haven't been through this kind of situation personally, but like I feel really bad for her that she had to went through that. Like, oh my God, there's so many lines. Like she said, "You were a hero, you played a part, but you ruined her in a year. Don't act like it was hard."
Mm-hmm.
And the pre-chorus too.
How
The
dare
way that
you?
she's
Yeah, I know.
singing it's so like, wow. How dare you?
I
How
love that
could
line.
you?
Yeah.
Right?
And she's not shouting into the mic. She's kind of like delivering the same way she did before. It's like a really soft kind of delivery, well, from my memory, that is speaking about a subject that is so hard on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, that I think the first lines of the song, she said, "You were a hero, you played the part, you ruined her in a year, don't act like it was hard." That's when the metaphor for the music industry for me kind of started rolling a little bit, because she's spoken before in this album. I think it was what was it? Lost Cause, was it? Or whatever. I have a bad memory, but there's a song beforehand where she's talking about the music industry as well. Where actually, from my opinion, that is. And this is one of the songs that is really ambiguous, And did you know that she was talking about her ex when you listened to this one?
The first time that I was listening to it, I was going back and forth between like, I guess it could be looked at it as like she's talking about the music industry or her past partner. But yeah, when I was listening to it, I was like in between that.
I love, this string of theme where she's keeping things unexplained all the time in this one.
I wish there was more songs like this on the album.
That was your expectation, right? That was your bar for
Yeah,
this
yeah,
album.
yeah. But I was not disappointed at all when I first like listening to the entire thing. I'm like, this is great. I love it.
Yeah.
I might even say that I love this more than her first album.
Oh yeah, you said that.
Yeah.
Whoa. I guess that's a really unpopular opinion, right?
Honestly, I don't know, but I get a feeling it seems like this one is also like well received, just as much as her first. I mean, it's Billie.
Yeah. The following two songs is NDA and Therefore I Am. And I think when it comes to sound, that these two songs are what I was expecting from this album at first. Especially after how unique her first one sounded. It's one of the tracks where she's kind of being a little sassy, talking about her fame and the repercussions that may come from it, like meeting the right person romantically, being paranoid. She has people signing NDAs. And this is also one of the songs I was kind of confused about when I was listening to it. I wasn't expecting this this auto-tune just came out of nowhere. Which, I'll say it again. I don't know anything about music. Does auto-tune automatically means bad?
I don't think so. Well, not for me. Sometimes I feel like artists using autotune a tool to make them sound, what's the word? not a tool to just make them sound better or just like you do the pitch correct thing,
Right.
But I feel like autotune add this really, really specific flavor, artificial feeling to the voice that like give it an edge that really makes the song go harder.
So when do you know when an autotune is used right, and when do you know it's not used correctly?
I have no idea. But one thing that I do know is like people sometimes people use it as a way to like pitch correct their voice so that it doesn't sound off tune
Right, I think
or
that's
weird.
yeah, that's in almost every song by this point, right? But it's
But then there's
it's whether or not you hear or not.
yeah, because like I've heard some artists say, I can't remember who they are, or when, where, but like that they say that like everybody use it and you would have no idea
Yes.
that they use it. Yeah, so when they use it in a way like Billie did in NDA, it's like it's intentional. That she meant it to like sound like that.
Yeah, everybody notices. It's super obvious, and it took me off guard too. I wasn't expecting this kind of sound in this album.
Same.
Yeah. So, do you have what was your thought with her using this kind of sound all of a sudden?
Love it.
Oh, you love it?
Yeah. It feels a bit more visceral almost. I don't know how to put it. It gives her vocals such rush and energy and harshness that the song needed. But I also like love Billie natural voice too. I know that a lot of people talking about this song and how like they don't like the autotune section. Yeah, but I do.
That's good. I mean, like, there's a lot of people out there who can't form their own opinion. They have to look at someone else. uh, but with the song,
Love the chorus.
you love the
I can
chorus.
crave you, but you don't need to know. It sounds so Billie.
Actually, I just thought of something. With you saying her voice and the use of autotunes and whatnot, a lot of people criticize Billie is because how she sounded almost exactly the same in every song. Do you see that argument?
I've heard that. I feel like Billie's strength lies in that her style of delivery and how she's like hush and quiet, whispering it into the mic. But also she's also trying something new on this album too, and it works.
Yes, I would say she's experimenting with a lot in this album.
Yeah.
And I guess, some works, some doesn't, but it happens. Like I said, the two following songs, NDA and Therefore I Am, which is following this one, I think Billie's being just as, if not even more sassy about her fame. As random people try to shove themselves into her social circle, she does not see them as equal in return. I think it's also like a companion piece, in my opinion, to NDA.
Really?
I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say that they're sister songs, but I think they add things to one another. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And also, the two songs sound, I would say, kind of similar when it comes to sound, and very different from the rest of the album.
To me,
yeah, go ahead.
sorry. To me, Therefore I Am feel almost like an extension from her first album.
Yes, that's what I felt too.
Yeah, and I do like this kind of sound that when she does this, I feel, and I also think that like this is what she do best.
What do you describe this kind of sound, like indie pop, synth pop thing?
Honestly, I have no idea. I would just say it's just Billie.
It's Billie's voice.
Billie. Yeah.
Just wait until all the kids think that Billie came up with "I think therefore I am" that line. I feel like people are gonna take it the wrong way. If you're listening to this podcast, but no, Billie did not come up with "I think therefore I am" that line. Okay, read a book. We're getting really late into this album. Number 15, Happier Than Ever, the title track. I put it in the doc. It's also one of my highlights. With the first half, Billie very quietly describes her being away from this thing, whatever it is, that makes her happier than ever. And the second half picks up the pace entirely when Billie starts going off about not talking shit about the person on the internet. That entire section of the song, to me, felt like stripping away every worry, every concern that she talked about in the album before this. And it felt like a release that was too expected out of this at this point. And with that section of the song is her finally escaping whatever that's making her unsatisfied.
It's definitely one of my favorite.
Okay, hell yeah.
I both love
Discord high five.
First, yay! I both love like the first section and the second section, especially the second section of the song. I also didn't expect the song to like go that way on the second half as well.
It's like an anthem, rock anthem when it got to the third verse with her not talking shit about you on the internet.
It feels so satisfying.
Yes, it's like I said, it's like a huge release that I was expecting up until this point. With for the entire album is her talking about this makes me unhappy. This is fucked up. I don't like this, but you know what? Fuck all of y'all. And it led
I'm
up,
done.
yeah, and it led up to a really distorted ending, or however you describe it. What did you take from that ending, this song's ending in particular? Because it stuck out a lot.
it feels almost like a closure. A release and a closure. Like, this is done. I'm over it.
With this distorted ending, I don't know what interpretation you got, but I think without the positive message and the song ending on a really powerful note, I would interpret the digital noise kind of swallowing Billie in a way, quite literally. It's almost like she's being sucked right back to the chaos and the toxic and everything that she described earlier. But what's really confusing to me is that the song ended on a really positive note. But so I guess my interpretation doesn't really make sense. I guess it's just the sound that we needed to hear at that time.
I hope she would do more like this though. This distorted, massive wall of a sound.
This reminded me. Oh shit! This reminded me of a thing that you recommended me.
Oh really?
Yes. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Phoebe Picture?
Yes. This reminded me of the last song on
I know that. Oh
Punisher.
yeah, it
On
didn't
Punisher.
have the same
Yes.
energy.
It has, it all led up to this one point where everything is so distorted, everything is so loud.
Pouring out.
Yes, it feels good, but I'm trying to break this down intellectually, but it doesn't really quite work. But on an emotional standpoint, it worked incredibly well for me.
Yeah.
And there's another song after this called Male Fantasy, and I would kind of argue that this album probably should have ended with Happier Than Ever, don't you think?
I think so. I agree.
Yeah.
The sweet release of the second half of Happier Than Ever feels too nice to have anything come after it. It's just like
Yes.
it's out. It's done.
Yeah, it felt like a deluxe version or something. Like with
It
Male
does.
Fantasy. Yeah, it felt like something that was added on. Even though I don't think the song is bad, it just, I guess if the album ended on Happier Than Ever, it probably would have hit a lot harder for me.
Agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So the final song on the album, Male Fantasy, is pretty self-explanatory, but more so is about finding real love instead of make pretend, instead of Mickey Mousing. At least that's what I think. Apparently this is about her first boyfriend or something that I don't really understand. Do you know anything about this?
Nope.
Nope. So yeah, apparently I guess she is talking about her boyfriend that was talked about in Lost Cause or Halley's Comet or something like that. At the end of the day, emotionally, I guess I just don't really see the point of this one. I guess we're done talking about this album. Do you have anything to add with this song?
This one and your power is two songs that I wish the album sounds like. I wish
Okay.
there would be more song like this, because when she's strip it back like this, it's really sweet on the ears.
Great. So we covered the entire album. It went a lot faster than I imagined, and a lot smoother than I imagined, considering this is our first time talking. Um, yeah, okay. At the end of the day, Momo, what are some of your favorite tracks from this album?
Let's do this instead. We'll guess each other favorite songs.
Oh my God, that's a great idea.
Now you go first. What do you think are my favorite song from this album?
Okay. Tell me if I'm wrong at some point. Getting Older,
Yes.
My Future.
No. I do like My Future though. I do like My Future.
But it's
Not
not
my
one of your
favorite.
favorites. Okay. Okay. I would say Oxytocin.
Yes.
Okay. Thank God. I would say Not My Responsibility. Maybe if you consider that as a song.
Yeah, I was gonna say that like it's an interlude, but
Yeah, it's an
it's
interlude.
all I also like it.
Okay. I'm guessing you also really liked Overheated and NDA and Your
Yes,
Power.
yes.
Therefore I Am.
Like it, but not favorite.
Okay, I take that back. I never said that. And Happier Than Ever.
Yes.
Okay, so do you run down? Can you run down again?
So you guessed getting older, my
Uh-huh.
future, uh, not my responsibility, overheated, your power NDA, and happier than ever. You almost you got most right, most right. So
Okay.
my favorite songs are getting older. I didn't change my number. Oxytocin, Halley's Comet,
Oh, I forgot
not my
about that.
responsibility,
Damn it.
overheated. Everybody Dies also nice too.
Uh-huh.
But it is my favorite. Maybe not. Your Power, NDA, Happier Than Ever, and Male Fantasy.
Oh, you do like the last one.
I
Oh,
do, yeah.
yeah.
I would like, honestly, if they change the what's the word? What's the word? The track list a little bit, just like have Happier Than Ever be an outro and put Male Fantasy somewhere in between, like, I don't know, Everybody Dies in Your Power. I think that would work much better.
Yeah, I agree.
But I do love that song.
Great.
Now it's my turn.
Yeah, why don't you guess mine?
Oh my god, getting older, definitely.
Okay, got it right.
My Future,
Bingo.
Lost Cause.
Bingo.
I have a feeling that maybe you like Halley's Comet too.
Yep. Bingo.
Yes. Your Power.
Yes.
Oh my god. um, Happier Than Ever, obviously.
Yes.
But I feel like there's more. There's more. There must be something that I've skipped.
Yeah, there's more.
Therefore I Am.
I put Therefore I Am. I put it on my list, but I had a question mark at the end, so I'm kind of like, I don't know if I liked it or not.
Song. Like it's good. It's classic Billie, but
Yeah, it's classic.
It's like a little question mark at the end. I like it, but is it my favorite? Kind of like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what Therefore I Am to me is.
That would be my answers.
You're right. You didn't get anything wrong. You just missed some, which is.
What did I miss?
I think you missed. I think you missed either Lost Cause. Wait, you said Lost Cause. Right?
I did say Lost Cause.
Did you say Halley's Comet?
Yes.
Okay, you didn't say Everybody Dies.
Oh, you like Everybody Dies?
Yeah, I do like that song. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
damn.
Yeah, so my whole list is Getting Older, My Future, Oxytocin. You didn't say.
You did like Oxytocin. You like that song too?
Yeah, I was really confused the first few times that I heard it, but the more I listened to it, I kind I like it.
You know? I'd say it's the spiciest song on the album.
Yeah,
and I love it for that.
For sure. Yeah. Well, would I say it fit into this album? Probably not. But I like the song regardless. Yeah, so Getting Older, My Future, Oxytocin, Lost Cause, Halley's Comet, Everybody Dies, Your Power, Therefore I Am, ? And the last one is Happier Than Ever. We have a lot of overlap. Well, I guess we...
Pretty close.
Yeah, pretty close. A lot of people have a lot of overlap, I would assume. So... moving forward, I want to end this particular episode with, what have you been listening to, Momo, this recently?
Sling!
I've been listening to Sling too, and Punisher too.
Yeah, oh my god. Sling. What a pretty album. What else have I been listening to? The new Lady Gaga remix album, Dawn of Chromatica.
Oh yeah, I heard that came out. I didn't listen to it though.
I don't think it's your cup of tea.
Yeah, probably not.
What else?
What about Donda? What about Donda?
I didn't finish it. I did listen to it a little bit. It's so long though. I can't sit through it. But I did like some song of that album. I mean, I'm not
How long is that? 90 minutes?
Kanye
Oh
fan.
my god.
It's almost 2 hours.
Oh my
Almost.
god.
There's almost 30 songs on that album.
That's
It's
a movie.
so big. Have you listened to new Tyler album? Probably not. You should check it out.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know anything. The last new hip hop album, I think, the latest hip hop album that I heard, I think it's, what was it? It's probably some Eminem album, which he's not cool anymore in a lot of people's eyes.
Oh yeah, I want to shout out to this album that I also been listening to, by Macy Peters. I think it's her debut. It's called "You Signed Up for This." So cute. It's so lovey-dovey. There's certain kind of youthfulness to this entire album, but it's weird to say that because, like, I mean, I'm not that old. I'm talking like I'm like 40 or something.
And you out here calling me a boomer.
But yeah, it's cute. What have you been listening to?
I've been listening to whatever you've recommended me to listen.
Did you like Punisher? Did you like
Yes.
Sling?
Yes, very much.
I'm glad.
Yeah, but I still haven't gotten to the listening to the album line for line, that kind of stage yet. I just been listening to it as kind
Put it on.
Yeah, I just put it on, but I haven't dug deep into the lyrics or whatever they're saying. I've been listening to. I'm really not well versed. I've been listening to The Green Knight. It's by Daniel Hart. New movie, good movie, really good score. And what else I've been listening to Down the Way by Angus and Julia Stone, and I guess that's it. So Sling, go listen to that. Punisher is really good as well, and that's it. Yeah. And looking ahead, I think this one went pretty well, I would say. Way better than I expected. We were trying to do an episode on solar power, but you didn't like it at all, I think.
I wouldn't say like at all, but it didn't stick. It didn't land. Did you like it though?
I'm still listening to it. I think I listened to it twice or three times. I like the sound of it. When it comes to lyrics, I don't really know, but I just like listening to it. It's a relaxing album to listen to. But lyrically, I don't know yet, at least. Yeah, we were planning on recording an episode on that. I guess it's not gonna happen. But I think I can promise personally that when Aurora drops,
oh my god, we gotta talk about
yes,
that.
if you're down, we're definitely gonna talk about it. Thank you for listening. How can we find you, Momo? I don't know, you want to plug anything?
I'm mydearaurora on everything like Twitter, YouTube, Hi, and SoundCloud.
SoundCloud. Wait, didn't you just drop a new song?
Did I?
Did you?
Oh yeah, I made a new cover.
Oh, it's a cover.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for your album.
Oh my god, I don't know when's that gonna happen or if it's gonna happen, but please go stream 3D Touch You on Spotify. Yay.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, find her on My Dear Aurora on everything. And
Yeah.
if you're listening to this album, if you're listening to this podcast as a subscriber, as a film fan, and you're sitting here listening to me talking about Billie Eilish, well, too bad. Tough luck, dude. Fuck off. Stop with the comments. I talk whatever I want to talk about.
I mean, you did talk about Aurora before, and I kind of, when I first found your channel, I thought that you were like music reviewing or talking about music kind of channel.
God damn it. God damn it. I'm sorry. I'm disappointing you with terrible film content.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. There's people who enjoy your content.